Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Here with Johnie and Lori.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Has everybody already eaten?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's why Artie's over here on the floor staring at me. He's not coming over. I think he's mad because I haven't put his turkey breast in the oven yet. Hey, Autumn.
Hi, Autumn.
Just give everybody a few minutes to get in.
Larry Girl's there.
I was going to say, do we have moderators in here? Yeah, Stevie's there too. This is weird. Over on my YouTube channel, it said there were 168 watching, and now it says there's only 103, and it just jumped back up to 148. What the hell's going on with YouTube?
Mine says 124. So.
YouTube's doing something crazy.
I still haven't got the notification. I just know you're live, so I'm over here. There it is. 5 minutes late. There it is.
There's Mr. B.
Mr. B in the room.
Mr. B's in the room. In the house.
All right. I got it now.
So maybe we should start with the question about George Bush. And this is going back to Lori's live stream on Monday, I think it was. Maybe Sunday. I can't remember which one that you did where you were talking about George Bush. How does he feel about DeSantis and cheating in Florida?
Okay.
Is that the question?
Yeah, because it looked like it was going to be uncovered the same way he messed with the numbers on the original COVID dashboard. And so when I asked about Bush, it showed that he was freaking out. So,
wow. Let's take a look because he got the Supreme Court to rule in his favor against Gore back in what was that 2000?
how is George Bush?
So what am I asking?
How does George Bush feel about cheating going on in Florida?
In Florida, DeSantis, possibly leading all the way back to the way he did it. There's Becca.
Hey, Becca. Becca's not joining us today. She's cooking.
Is Yoda with her? I'm sure.
I think Yoda might have been coming over. I can't remember. George Bush, how are you feeling? Got too much stuff on my table.
Get anything crazy?
Yeah, a little bit. I'm getting like there was a plan. The challenge will be the courts again. Thank you, Rhonda. Like he sees the courts will be the challenge again. Justice in the past, as it was when he ran, Trump here at the root of this and stealing at the top. And he thinks that it will go to Trump, a smug one, and because of votes shifting. He's kind of taking a back seat on it. He's going to remain quiet. He's not going to talk about it. But there's somebody that has some secret knowledge that's going to be talking, that's going to move forward and come out into the open. Somebody knows something. And that's going to bring the judgment of America out. So
Johnny was shaking his head no. What'd you get?
I just got typical stuff.
I'm getting treachery with Russia.
Wow. I didn't expect that.
I didn't expect that either. I kept pulling. What are you getting, Johnny?
I get that it is typical. It's part of the playbook. The 9 of Wands, the 2 of Cups. That the stress, the work, the strain, and then the commerce and the togetherness and the unions and the cooperation. I get the Devil and the 3 of Wands. This is, again, this is part of the plans. It's part of the playbook. This is what they're going to do going forward. Turning Florida blue is that would be a cold day in Hades, but that would be something interesting to see. And then victory for the administrations. So it's kind of part of the playbook. So he knows that this is what they do. As far as how he feels, that's just what I get.
Yeah, I agree with that's what they do, but I think something is coming to the light with the Hermit card, and he will have to defend himself, and he may have done something sneaky before. That's just how they do it, so.
Yeah, it was kind of strange because he would never comment before the election pro Trump or Biden. Like, he laid low, he would not come out and say anything. And I think part of it is he's afraid, like, if the new administration starts going after past presidents, he's got some stuff they could dig up and go after, like, the weapons of mass destruction and all that, purely for entertainment purposes, only YouTube. So is Bush nervous about that? Is he nervous about a new administration going after past presidential crimes?
With a special board or something.
Yeah. They've got that Presidential Crimes Commission that Falwell is starting up.
Is he nervous about that?
Artie, what are you pulling at?
What's he doing?
He's found a bug.
Oh.
I was like, what is he pawing at? I thought he was just pawing at nothing on the floor. It's like, no, it's a little tiny bug he's found. Get it. Thank you, Desiree. Ooh, he is defensive about that. What are you getting, Marie?
Oh, Becca's telling people in the chat, if you're complaining about the echo, it's probably more likely it's StreamYard. I'm not hearing it anymore right now.
I hear it on yours.
Oh.
It kind of comes.
I can hear it when I put the card down.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm still getting the Hermit. So I'm still seeing the light coming towards us. And this time, he got the Tower card. So I think he is nervous that something will come to light there.
Yeah, what are you getting, Johnny?
Yes, I get here with the Ace of Cups, 2 of Cups, new administrations. That is what he would be nervous about here with the Moon and the Magician. That someone would come in and manipulate some things in it. I think it's more along the lines of business, because I get Ace of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune, King of Pentacles. So there might be some not just Well, the weapons of mass destruction was a cover up for, hey, let's go take a bunch of stuff that's not ours. So I think that's what he's nervous about. That's what he would be nervous about.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got the, he's trying to move forward, move on, but the challenge again, something with the courts, like he's sees the change coming in, and the new job being awarded, but this could also be something about gifts of money. He's worried about coming up in courts and the truth coming out, and I'm getting like something is coming out about the bullying and something that was treasonous, done in secret. Again, I'm getting there's a whistleblower that burdens him, and investigations being done. Wow,
Have to
I
stay
did not
tuned for
expect
that.
all that. Well, watch this space, as Rachel says.
Right.
So Trump pardoned Mike Flynn. We all knew he was going to. First, I want to ask, will Judge Emmett Sullivan, will he do something to try to get the pardon seen as corrupt, deem it a corrupt pardon, which means it's invalid? It's basically they think this shuts it down in court. And I haven't heard from Judge Sullivan since he pardoned him, but that was just yesterday. So,
And we're asking if Sullivan will,
like he can call the Department of Justice in and other people and do an investigation, just like he did when they tried to pull the case completely. And he brought in that other prosecutor and stopped them from pulling the case.
okay.
So is he going to try to challenge that it's a corrupt pardon?
Got it.
Ooh, that star card just tried to fall out. That's hope.
I'm going to shuffle one more time. I'm going to shuffle one more time while you guys go.
Okay.
Clear and touch silver.
What are you getting, John?
I get that there is going to be some sort of judgment here, some sort of court action. I don't think it comes anytime soon, though. But it is, thank you, Astrid. It is about the gifts of transition here with the Six of Pentacles and the Six of Swords. There will be some fighting over it, but the fighting does not happen immediately. There is some sort of process that has to be gone through first with the Five of Wands, Four of Swords. There is something coming, though, here with the Chariot, but Chariot for me is always a slow-moving energy since nothing's actually moving. You have to get things on the right page first, because everything in the Chariot is the opposite of the other. And here with the Justice and the Four of Pentacles, there is a card in the deck, but they just need to work out the details first. There is something that they're going to try to do. If it's just to paint it as a corrupt thing and not actually a legal thing that they're going to move through with, there is something coming still, though.
Yeah, I get he's got plans already. The challenge is, they're trying to put him out in the cold. Here's Trump putting through the pardon, sending a message. And Sullivan is still feeling quite secure, though. And there's a new action coming, but he's rereading. What I'm getting is he's rereading the Mueller report. He's looking over the Mueller report again, and he's got an action that's coming. There's going to be some sort of investigation. I get that Six of Pentacles too. Like there's something tangible that was given. He's definitely going to talk about it. He sees this as backstabbing. So trying to backstab the courts is what I'm getting. And yeah, there's going to be a battle of some kind. It may not happen until the new administration is in, because there's a lot of unseen things and treachery. So I'm not getting a real clear picture on what he's going to do, but he's definitely going to do some kind of action. What are you getting, Lori?
Yeah, I got the 5 of Wands too. So there's a battle here. He isn't going to just say, okay, well, you're pardoned and that's it. It's not going to be that. There's apparently a few different avenues. I got 3 aces.
Wow.
So there's several choices. He has several choices. He is not sure. And he knows he's going up against, the
DOJ.
Yeah. Got the Billy Barr card there. He knows he's up against those forces, but he's not giving up. He is not giving up.
So will they try to paint him as maybe having a personal vendetta against Mike Flynn? Seeing how he said you should be tried for treason, and then he's
they're definitely attacking him on Twitter. They're definitely and on Fox News and stuff. They're definitely trying to paint that that he's partisan.
Wow.
But he's just trying to follow the law. So did Trump pardon Flynn because he wanted to piss people off, or because Flynn knows too much about something?
Because didn't he initially cooperate?
He initially cooperated, supposedly, and then he backpedaled. Oh, I'm hearing the echo again. Sorry, guys. It'll settle out. He initially was cooperating, and then the judge sent him back to cooperate some more. And then the DOJ tried to kill the case. So why did Trump pardon him?
Why did Trump pardon Flynn?
Yeah.
What's he getting out of it? Why did Trump pardon Flynn? What?
I pulled an extra card, and I guess I didn't pull an extra card. It ends in Donald Trump was the extra card, and it came with the devil. So there you go. But it started with the Hermit and the Eight of Swords. There's a put an end to an investigation, put an end to information coming out. Ace of Wands and the Nine of Wands came together too. It's to put an end, not necessarily put an end to him talking, but it's a hey, thank you for staying on our side, kind of like Manafort and Nixon back. What's his name? Roger Stone. So that's kind of what it is, and it ends in the Ten of Swords too. So to put an end to, or I guess this is his reward for staying true, for staying.
Hey, Lori, do you have your YouTube channel muted? It's getting louder, the echo.
Do I have my YouTube channel? I don't have my.
I thought you had my channel up on YouTube on another
No,
channel.
I closed that out.
Okay, I'm hearing the echo again. and there it went away. Spirit's messing with us. Yeah, so you think he was just trying to end?
It was his reward for him, I guess, keeping it under wraps.
Yeah, I get there
I
was
still think he said enough. I don't really think he kept it under wraps, but
well, and he lied so much, that who could believe whatever he did say? I get there was a commitment, there was a promise there on the bottom, and Trump the bully. This was his legacy to do this. It was a plan already off the ground, like he'd already made up his mind, but he's trapped in it. He was stuck in it. So even though he lost the election, he was stuck in this promise. And I get that. Thank you, Epiphany. I get there is corruption around this, and there's going to be another action taken. So probably more pardons. Trump's just kind of biding his time here, but I get, he's got more messages to deliver from the White House. And I feel like, he's quite anxious, and he's looking at things very differently now. Thank you, Carol. So he's just trying to cause as much disruption before he goes away as he can. So, but I feel like there's a little bit of overseas influence on this. So let's ask that. Will Trump pardon more people before he's gone?
what you get, Lori?
Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's okay. He was the smug one, right? Like Jen calls him. So he was like, I do it because I can do it, and then I also want to control the information. I want to close the mouth of the lion, and I'm the emperor, and I don't want anyone to know about any of the deals with Flynn and the money and possibly overseas. So just it's what he wanted to do, and he wanted to control the situation, so he did it.
Because isn't he a Turkey emissary or some sort of Turkey employee or something like that?
He was undocumented foreign agent for Turkey at the time. He was our national security advisor, so he's making money from Turkey.
Wow.
But he also had ties to Russia. So maybe before we get off of Flynn, so he can no longer, because he accepted the pardon, he can no longer plead the fifth if he gets pulled into any other investigation. So if they decide to go after his son now, he can't plead the fifth if they bring him in to question him. And if he lies again, he's in trouble. So is Flynn out of the woods yet?
Okay, that's a good question, because I got the son was the challenge.
Anytime anybody accepts the pardon, they can no longer plead the fifth if they're called into Congress or anywhere else, FBI, anywhere. When they accept a pardon, they're basically accepting, yes,
Guilt.
I did criminal intentions. And
Yeah.
I was guilty.
Is Flynn out of the woods? Is Flynn out of trouble? Is that the end?
Hey, Lori, I'm going to try and pop you out of StreamYard for a minute and then back in and see if that helps the echo. I don't know if that'll help or not, but hang on. Let's see if that helps. I think it's the StreamYard thing. Michael Flynn, are you still in trouble?
Is Michael Flynn out of trouble? Is he successfully out of trouble?
We got 945 in here celebrating Thanksgiving with us.
Happy Turkey Day.
Thank you, Sylvia.
I get there is going to be another Investigation. Thank you, Tisha. Like there's going to be possibly a person that comes forth with some other little offering of info.
Mhm.
I get the Magician is the first card and the Ace of Swords. Now, normally this would be, like, yes, my confirmation is like, yes, he's out of the woods. But something returns. Something that was unresolved returns here with the Judgment card and the Hermit. They come together. So there's going to be some looking into whatever it is that returns. It is a different person, though, here with the Ace of Cups. So I think, again, that might be the Sun. Here is the Empress, too. There might be something else. It might be his mama, too. Who knows? But
Might be his who?
his mama.
What I thought you said.
There is something here in the dark that was attempted to be blocked from view. That's what the Hermit is going to find. And so that should be interesting. It does have something to do with money, of course. Everything in the world does with these Six of Pentacles. Not just money, quid pro quo, favor. I'm going to do this for you. You're going to do that for me.
Mm-hmm. What are you getting, Lori?
I'm looking at the Five of Cups as, okay, well, maybe these three things are over, but there's two still standing here, right? And it's definitely about money, and I'm still getting, that's my Pootie card.
Well, I'm getting the same thing. I got the Magician on the bottom, something that's manipulated. I get a whistleblower coming forward that shines a light on something, and I have Kamala and Biden crowning the reading, at the root and crowning. So it's coming in their administration, a new action for something. To Johnny's point, I was getting exactly the same thing. Something he did in the past, something erratic, and I get that Ace of Swords also, Sword of Truth coming out on it. It's something that's treasonous, a betrayal to our country. It involves our government and Trump the Fool and a cover-up. And guess what? Flynn's not going to like it.
Yeah, no, he's not going to like it.
His fortunes are changing, and he gets judgment. So he's not out of the woods yet.
I don't think so either.
And Artie has made an appearance.
I saw that.
So what was my other question I had about it? Will Trump pardon anyone else before he's out of the White House? He got other guilty people he wants to incriminate by saying, look at these people I'm pardoning. They did something. Right, Artie?
Are there more?
It's like cats and dogs. When one of them does something bad, the others always, the bad one always looks at the others like, no, they did it. It wasn't me.
Is Trump going to issue more pardons?
They're looking at the window of all the people trying to walk off their Thanksgiving dinner.
Thank you, Keith. I didn't. Thank you. I can't remember. I'm going to try and take myself out for a minute and see if that helps the echo. I don't know if that helps or not.
I'm not hearing it at all.
I'm not hearing it now, so maybe that did help. Maybe it was from my StreamYard connection. More pardons coming? What are you getting, Johnny?
I get yes, like a big yes. At least there's an attempt, but I get yes. The Hermit and the Lovers be someone in isolation here that he has dealings with, naturally. Then I get the Fool and my Yes card with the Fool and the Sun. Then there is Knight of Wands and Three of Swords with the Two of Swords. Whoever this person is currently targeted by the legal system, but they're blocked from doing anything. It's kind of, I'm not saying it's her, but it's kind of like a Maxwell thing, to where she can't move, she can't get out, she can't talk to nobody, she can't this, she can't that. They even said they're going by her room and shining a light in her eye every 15 minutes just to make sure she's still breathing. Like, it's somebody under those circumstances. The word of warning, though, is the High Priestess. There is a different agenda to this. So this is not just a Merry Christmas, here's a pardon. There's something else here. It is a bit of abuse of power with the Emperor here, too. But yeah, there's at least one, maybe even three with the Three of Swords. There's at least one coming, though.
What are you getting, Lori?
I'm also getting, so I think there might be two, but the Magician's on its side, and he's, this isn't going to be as easy. Like Johnie said, it's not going to be as easy. There's some real opposition to this. And I'm not sure that it, this is my Kavanaugh card. It goes through, but there's a real problem. It's worse than Flynn.
Yeah, I've got the Lovers on the back. I'm getting all the same cards Johnny's getting. I've got the Lovers on the bottom. So there is a commitment or a promise to. And I get he's like juggling, like he's trying to decide, if he's going to do it or not. He's waiting right now. But he's getting, in the past, they've already shown a light on his pardons are corrupt, but he is somehow trapped in these pardons. He is somehow has an agreement he can't get out of, like he has to do it. And it goes back to things he's done in the past. And yeah, he's going to do a judicial pardon during the transition time. He's just being patient right now. And I'm getting probably at least two more. He's trying to decide whether to move on from the family pardons or not. Because it does incriminate them if he pardons anybody in his family. He's trying to decide if he's going to do that. But I do feel like he might pardon one of his sons.
Well, if it's Aid Paste, he can't plead the fifth then. Because that was going to be his strategy talking to Letitia. Because Letitia, even if the Biden says he's not personally going after them, which he shouldn't, that would be a DOJ thing. But Letitia James is still after y'all. She's still up y'all's behind and down y'all's back. This is the person who got y'all in the beginning with the charity thing and the $3 million, and like she's still looking at your tax records. And
well, he can't pardon for New York charges anyway. He can't pardon for state ones, so he can pardon him for federal, so that maybe he doesn't have to serve more time in jail. So why do I keep getting that Trump is trapped in the pardons? What's up with that?
That's a good question.
Why do I keep getting he's trapped into doing the pardons, like he has no choice about it?
And that Eight of Swords is something you usually get yourself into,
As they used to say, what is the easiest thing to get in, but the hardest thing to get out? And that's trouble. As Five of Cups flies off the deck.
As my grandfather used to say, be good or be good at it. You're going to get caught if you're not good.
For sure.
Trump's not good at it. We all know what he's done.
No.
They're just flying away. Okay. Fine, I'll leave them out.
Why is he getting the Eight of Swords? Why is Trump getting the Eight of Swords?
Why is he stuck or trapped in the pardons? Who's trapping him?
Deals with the devil. I got the devil and the Knight of Pentacles. Whoever it is, This is more than likely. I'm just whoever it is. It's more likely Russia. I mean, everything is Russia nowadays. When my power went out, that was probably Russia too. There is the Knight of Pentacles and the Devil. Whoever it is, he worked for them. He got money from them. This type of thing. So he is under their strain. The chains around the neck of the people in the Devil card are loose. They can take them off if they want. So he can stop working for him at any point. But, birds of a feather.
Thank you, JJ. What are you getting, Lori?
I think that pardons, I think that he's had, deceptive deals with and there's just there's so much involvement with the Department of Justice, because this is the Billy Barr card, that he's really having a hard time deciding on whether to do them or not. He's like all the options. More information is going to come out because there's so much. There's just so much to them. And I think he's just concerned how he's tied to all these people, and Bill Barr are tied to all these people. But I'm getting two. It's two that he's really juggling. But I just feel like he's concerned of his involvement with the person, that more will come out.
Yeah, I get that, he's doing these legal actions because of a moneyed man. That's his challenge. There's a moneyed man that's putting pressure on him. So whether that's Putin or Russian oligarchs or banks or something, it has to do with quid pro quo and money laundering, and his trying to hang on to a seat of power. And someone is doing a power play on him. So he is pressured. He is stuck. Like he has no choice. He has indecision about it. Somebody is strong arming him about it. So he offers up these pardons to look pretty. There's discussions that go on in secret. He is definitely being bullied to do it. And I get, from overseas. It's somebody overseas that's pressuring him. So
so I've got that card too. I think that it is from overseas as well, but he's definitely had an argument with Barr over who gets pardoned and how this shuffles things around and the consequences.
Well, let's look at Barr. Thank you, Angela. Let's look
I have a little question before we went off of him.
Okay.
Is somebody going to give him money once he leaves the White House?
Ooh, good question. He's got $400 million due in a couple of years.
Okay, so is someone going to give money to whom?
Trump.
Somebody promised him money when he leaves to pay off his debts to like Deutsche Bank and stuff.
Because he owes everybody, including Jesus. So why is it? Where are you going to get this money from?
Someone already committed to give him money when he gets out. That's a great question.
Someone giving him money to pay off. We can't put money to pay off his debts.
Like, you got to think like a criminal when you come up with these questions.
You do. Someone giving Trump money when he gets out of the White House.
Well, he's living paycheck to paycheck. Congratulations, Trump. Well, I got a yes right off the start.
So did I.
Me too. Boom. Yes, there it is. Have some money.
I don't think it's going to be enough, but I got the Knight of Pentacles and the Three of Cups is the very first thing. So yes, there is some community, some celebration around money that was worked for, quote unquote. There is Temperance and the Hermit. So this is my quid pro quo card, and There is someone in the dark, in the shadows, that he was benefiting that is going to pay him, and it's going to be a heap of money. My 9 of Pentacles, like I always say, is the largest amount of money one person can have. There's the Justice and the World. This had something to do with a legal favor that was done for somebody that's not American. I'll just put it that way.
Yep.
And it ends in the 9 of Cups. There's a lot of greed, a lot of avarice, a lot of everything that goes into this. But I pulled some clarifiers too, and I get 9 of Swords and the 3 of Pentacles. It's still not enough to pay off all your debts and all the people that you've hired and so forth and so forth. But I guess it's enough for you to run away to Acapulco or wherever you're going to go. But yeah, somebody's going to be paying them for sure.
What are you getting, Lori?
Absolutely, without a doubt. And he's really being pressured. They're trying to call these loans right now. They're really coming after him. So he's getting attacked about this. But he owes so much. I mean, it's just so much. And absolutely, yeah. I think what Johnie said was absolutely right. I don't think there's enough money to pay it all off. And it's probably, this is another big travel card. So probably, the Saudis, I'm thinking maybe, but I'm still seeing that they're not going to pay it all off.
I'm getting a foreign leader also. Here's Trump on the bottom. It's like, here's the gift of money. Now I already have a follow-up question, because the challenge is the world's just crashing down on him. Everything's going to get investigated, right? Because he's got justice at the root. We have Nancy Pelosi crowning the reading. It's like everything's going to get investigated. So they're waiting. This foreign leader is waiting to pay him off. And I get like it's a power play. Trump's clinging to that hope of, I'm going to get this money. He thinks he's getting it after he goes away and the transition team comes in. But it's going to be a while. So let's ask, will Trump get the money he's been promised?
I have another question too.
Okay.
Because you got to believe they're going to watch all his funds and where they're coming from and where it's going.
Is Trump actually going to get the money he's been promised?
It's Knight of Pentacles is busy.
Trump going to get the money he's been promised.
Right, Artie?
So it starts Knight of Pentacles and 3 of Cups again. And I thought, maybe I just didn't shuffle well, because here they go. The same 2 cards, same 2 positions they were in. This was backwards on StreamYard. This was crossing this. So there's the money that's supposed to be given to him after the community ends, after his reign of terror ends. But the rest of the cards have shifted. Now we have an investigation with something here legal, with Injustice and the Hermit. And then the money that he was promised, my quid pro quo, and then the big giant chunk of money with the 9 of coins is burdened here with the 10 of wands. Now there's something holding it back. Then it may be that legal investigation. There is a document here too about the money, or maybe this is the wire transfer or whatever it is. This is the part that's being held up. So this is the actual money, but it's being held up on somebody else's end. And then the Knight of Swords, there's a lot of chaos around them, and I guess they need to pick the right time to be trying to do this type of thing. Otherwise, because somebody is watching his finances, so how did you get this $100 million all of a sudden, even though you're $2 billion in debt? So that's why it's not enough to pay it off. But I think something is holding it up, and 10 of Swords on the bottom. Hey. So yeah, something's holding it up here.
Sorry, DJT, you're not going to get all that money. What are you getting, Lori?
I'm getting the Magician on its side with the Ace of Pentacles, so I don't think that they give it to him, or it gets stopped. He's blocked and it gets stopped. Government, some institutions, someone already working on this, on the angles. So I don't think he gets it.
Yeah. I start out with, oh joy, I'm getting all this money, but then at the root of this, there's treachery involved because an investigation is going to be done. He's delayed from getting it. He's actually going to be pushed out in the cold from it, so he won't be able to get it. There is an offer, but it's not money. He is financially going to be burdened. I get that 3 of Swords. That's just heartbreak and desperation. And there we go. Something in the legal system is going to stop the flow of that money to him.
So my other question is, Mitch McConnell used Donald Trump as a great distraction to put in his agenda all around the country. And everybody, I called the man the Medusa because I got some cards that have the word or the card Medusa in it, and I always pulled it for Trump. And the closer you get to Medusa, she turns you to stone. That's the mythology behind it. And so you become useless in chasing your riches.
And Mitch McConnell apparently is turning to stone slower because it started in his hand, right? It wasn't a sudden I'm turned to stone all over.
It's like, everybody around Trump's orbit goes down. So what I wanted to know is, Vladimir Putin, did he really get Trump or pick Trump or help Trump because he really thought Trump was going to be effective? Like, did he make a drastic mistake, or was Trump supposed to just create some instability? Like, why did he choose him? Like, because he is not very effective at doing anything. So did he really think he was going to benefit him in his Russian agenda? Or did he just make a mistake and get too close to the Medusa too?
Or does he have as corrupt an agenda as Trump?
Because he didn't pick the brighter crayon in the light bulb box. So I'm just like, why did you?
And he had a chance to get rid of him in the impeachment trial.
Mm-hmm. Then you got Pence. I mean, at least Pence is competent. Sort of.
Well, I had the wheel pop out. So he did get Trump to make some changes that benefited Russia.
Yeah, I get he didn't get everything he wanted, but he got it. He got something. He did need some instability too here with the world and the 9 of Swords. He definitely did get that. And he's getting that in multiple places. So watch your local governments out there. But yeah, he got something from him. 9 of Cups and the Temperance. He just didn't get everything. He couldn't get those sanctions lifted, but he got everything else. Or something else, not everything else.
Yeah, what'd you get, Lori?
Yeah, I mean, he's partially celebratory because he did get some of the goals. I don't think he got everything, but he did get some.
Yeah, I got he sees Trump as the fool right on the bottom, and it was like he knew it was going to be hard work, that dealing with Trump. It was a burden, but his challenge was to get all the judges in. So he looked at Trump as, I think, as a distraction because he was a bully. He went against the norms, and betrayed everything, and he was very erratic. And he talked and tweeted all the time, steadily. So he knew who he was. He knew how he was in the past. He knew who he was. And he thought that strength enabled McConnell to manipulate things on the side. So he could run around as Sneaky Pete while Trump's doing all his stuff. Which it looks like his number one goal was to get all those judges in.
Yeah, a legal victory for sure for him.
Cool.
While we're on Mitch, is he going to be the minority leader in 2021? Another way of asking, are we going to get the 2 seats in Georgia?
Yeah, okay, so will Mitch McConnell be the minority leader in 2021? Be the minority leader. I think he knows he's going to have a difficult time with this.
I think so too. I'm kind of getting he's going to be minority leader.
What was your outcome? I just see him, I see him being, really embattled here. He already got away with so much, but the outcome card is leaving. So I don't feel that's not a good outcome card for him.
Like he even stays. I get he loses on the bottom. His strength is in the past. So now he's going into unknown territories. It's justice, it's karma, baby. And his challenge is to get a new start. He can't get it. So he is I get a yes for he will be minority leader. Like, yes, that's the job that he gets victory with that. But he is burdened and not happy. It's like all the arrows coming in at him. So there's something coming up that may cause him to leave.
Yeah, this isn't going to be easy.
Yeah. There's something coming up, some involvement that he's had with, I feel like, a foreign leader. There's money news still coming on him. He gets put in defense mode. What are you getting, Johnny?
Well, right off the bat, I get 3 aces.
Wow.
Ace of swords, ace of wands, ace of cups. Then I get the Knight of Cups. Then I get my Democrat card, which is the 10 of Cups. But I get a woman in the end. And Chuck Schumer is not a woman. But there might be some woman here who makes a difference or a decision. Mitch McConnell is still there. He's trapped. And so he's kind of limited in his strength and his power. And so I don't know who the woman is, though. So that kind of throws me off. But
those 3 aces could be yes, yes, he becomes minority leader.
Yeah, I get the confirmation that yes, but that woman was throwing me off because it's like he gets the minority leadership because of this.
So it could either be Kamala, who would be like the tiebreaker vote, or it could be someone new replacing Schumer. I don't see Schumer in there next year. I don't know why, as Speaker of the House. Or
the Knight of Cups means that that person might be figurehead, kind of like, you know, this is something that's in their role. Kind of like Kamala would be a tiebreaker. That's pretty much the only thing a vice president does anyway, but we'll see.
Yeah. Lori, what was it you were telling me about a video that describes different avenues that they could have to try to help control the Senate if Mitch blocks legislation?
It was Tom Hartman, and it was either yesterday or the day before, and he was looking at the different avenues that Kamala Harris could, you know, take control away from McConnell. Which
let's ask this: will McConnell make it in the Senate through 2021? Will he be there at the end of 2021?
Will he be there at the end of 2021? That's a good question. Will Mitch McConnell stay there?
We got over 1,300 in here now joining us on Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to the people that came in later.
Maybe Elaine Chow will buy him some embalming fluid and he'll make it. Preserve his life.
Maybe the rest of his body deteriorates and rots like his hand. I get going away right on the bottom. Pack your bags, you're moving.
What did you get on the bottom?
Pack your bags, you're moving.
Yeah, see, I got that too. He's being challenged. He is being challenged, and there's a lot of stuff coming in, and he is ate a cupping. So I ate a cupping. So I just see a huge challenge for him that I don't think he was expecting. I think he has some idea, but it was somewhat unexpected, and he's being challenged. I don't think he's going to stay there, not in the capacity that he's been in.
What are you getting, Johnny?
Same thing. I get 5 of Cups as my first card. And this was interesting because this is not on the traditional 5 of Cups.
No, it isn't.
It's interesting. I've got the 5 of Pentacles.
He's got some conflict in his.
And 5s are change.
Yeah. And the Ace of Wands is what's covering it. New action. Yeah, I don't see him making it all the way, but I guess we shall see on that too. But
yeah, I start out with him out in the cold, and his challenge is an investigation coming in, something that he's covered up for Trump, and I feel like he's been living this luxurious lifestyle, and there's just a lot of money floating around. I get that money news card again, puts him in defense mode, and he loses. There's the 5 of Cups. He loses, forced into retirement. And I keep getting the Empress, which is...
Yeah, I've got the Empress here too. Yeah.
I mean, it can be an abundance of problems, but it's my Mother Russia card. Mitch, you in trouble, boy. Wow. So Trump took us out of the open skies treaty with Russia. And and is disassembling the planes and everything. And it sounds like a Pompeo move, but I'm sure Russia wants him to do as much as he can to stop anything to do with Russia. Will Biden get us back into a treaty? And he would have to get the European partners to help negotiate it with Putin.
Will Biden get us back in the treaty? Open skies.
May be difficult to renegotiate back in with Putin. I think that treaty, if I remember right, was goes way back, like under Reagan or something.
It would be a struggle. There is a attempt though, but it's going to have to, and I call it a struggle because it's going to have to be a partisan thing or bipartisan. It's going to have to, and not just Democrat Republicans, because I do have the Six of Swords, which is something across the pond. So it's going to have to be opposite sides coming together for the greater good of one in particular thing. There might even be some money being exchanged. And this is probably the thing that makes it more difficult. There might, kind of like how we do here, when we try to put a bill forth and it's not a clean bill, you stick in there your own little agenda that has nothing to do with the original purpose of the bill. So this whatever this is, this quid pro quo, this is the thing that's going to sort of hold it up until you iron out the details. But yes, there is an attempt to do so.
Yeah, what are you getting, Lori?
Well, I think Biden's mad. I think he is really mad, and he knows that there's just so many things that are wrong with this and so many secrets. And it's difficult. I think he's going to move forward, but it's really a juggle to make this happen again. This isn't easy. So thank you, Catherine. So he's hoping for the best, but it isn't easy by any chance. I don't know why it would be so difficult, except for the information is blocked for what was already on there and what they've done. So it's a struggle, but this doesn't mean that, that the ball is dropped. I mean, it's going forward. It's just difficult.
Yeah. I get Biden was surprised by this. Like it was something he wasn't expecting. And now we're out in the cold on the treaty. The challenge is there's going to be an investigation into this because, to Johnny's point, there is quid pro quo and someone is sitting pretty financially. So there's going to be a lot of anxiety around this because Trump was bullied into doing this. There will be an investigation. There will be a light shown on it. This is treason. It's stealing from our own government. But it's a government investigation. And there is a burden to getting back into the treaty, but there is.
Oop, she froze.
It trucks into more crime. So it's going to bring more people down is what I'm getting. We may not get back in the treaty, but we're going to bring more people down because of the corrupt move.
Yeah. It's a big deal. It isn't little. It's big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's too much quid pro quo or money laundering going on. So Mike Pompeo is traveling around the world, making last minute deals, I'm sure, and then we pull out this open skies thing. Is he getting nervous about who's coming in Biden's administration? Because if I was him, he fired the investigator that was investigating him. He fired that IG. Yeah. Is he getting nervous now that there's a reputable administration coming in?
I mean, that's why they got rid of the planes, right? I mean, yeah. Talk about burning the evidence. Pompeo getting nervous for the new DOJ.
He just thinks he's above all this.
Does he think he's above it?
Hey, Dirty.
Think he's above it, or does he get above it?
I think this is so.
He thinks he can get away with this.
He is hiding money.
He is. He's just sneaky Pete all the way, you know? Sneaky punk.
Undercover, you know.
Yeah, he thinks he's above the law. Honest to God. He just thinks he's going to get away. He absolutely 100% for me, when I'm looking at, thinks he's making these big deals and he just believes he's getting away with it all. For me.
Yeah. He's like, it's all this money, you know, he's running around. He's trying to hide the money. Working on his own financial security here. And it's a lot of money with this, to Johnny's point, with that 9 of Pentacles, it's a lot of money. His strength is behind him. His challenge is all his lies and the cover-ups that he's been doing. So he's been working overseas, and I feel like knock, knock, you get a subpoena, you get a subpoena, you get a subpoena. All the legal problems. He's going to have a hard time hanging on. But I feel like he just thinks he can get away with this. He thinks he can block this.
I would like to add one more thing, though. You're right about the strength being behind him in the Celtic cross. I do feel that someone will trick him. I really do feel someone will trick him.
Like a whistleblower?
Yeah. Or one of that it's, well, we'll make this deal, but then they turn on him. So that's my hope. What you got, Johnny?
Well, there is a person here with the Queen of Wands. She crosses the Knight of Wands. So some trip he took and did something with some woman. There was some deal there. The 8 of Wands and the Death card, there's a change in the conversation or a change in results that he is going to have going forward because of a conversation. So this might be something that comes to the light. That's what takes him down, or comes to the light. This is what causes him trouble. There is some hiding in some money here with the 4 of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles. This is lump sums of money, and it comes possibly from some woman. And I don't know if it's going to his wife. Maybe he gets in trouble because of her, or they both get in trouble, or I don't know, Jack and Jill down the hill type of deal. But it's he got money from somewhere and some woman. And like Lori said, I think somebody betrays him.
Betrayal. Wow.
Somebody stabs him in the heart, and it ends in the Ace of Swords, and it all comes out. There's some clarity in here. So yeah, and again, I get Temperance too. Again, my quid pro quo card. He did some deal with some woman, or there's some woman who did some deal.
There's a cover up. There's gaslighting going on that fell out again. So the Democratic Party under Biden, will they work together better? Because we have the progressives, the AOCs and those people versus the more centrist Democrats. So will they find a way to work together and bring in some progressive ideas? Like with climate change or other things? Are they going to work together?
John Kerry, I think, is at the head of his climate.
Wasn't that excellent?
I think that's an excellent choice because he's got diplomacy, but he's also one of the early believers in climate change. So,
Yeah. When he announced those cabinet members, and the Secretary of State, what's his name? Blinken.
Anthony Blinken.
And when he left the podium, and each time I could hear Biden say, "Good job, thank you, good job," I started crying. It was like, oh my God, it's a normal person.
Anthony Blinken getting up there and saying, we're an open country. We believe in immigration. So that was just fabulous to hear that we're going to get something worked out.
Will they be more progressive?
Something for the dreamers also, finally get that taken care of.
Biden's cabinet, will they be more progressive?
I mean, you don't have to be young to be a progressive. Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, very progressive and older. So,
yeah, I really feel, and I've seen in some of the spreads that I've done that they're really going to go for the solar stuff. That
solar and wind turbines.
Yeah.
And we know he's got a lot to clean up, but will he push through some progressive idea?
I can't wait to see what you get.
What you getting, Johnny?
Well, yes and no. So there's the Emperor and the Queen of Wands. So here is the President and the Vice President. Then I get the Strength. So the progressive agenda will be marching forth. It does have a lot of steam behind it. There were a lot of promises made to the progressive agenda as well. I know Biden talked to both AOC and Bernie on things like the environment and social services and things of that nature. So there's a lot of promises there that they will try to hold the administration accountable for. On the other hand, there is also some balance that has to happen here with the Justice card and the 10 of Wands. And the 4 of Swords. There are some agendas that are going to have to go by the wayside. And so everything that was promised is not going to be upheld. That is number one. Not that he's not going to do anything, but he can't do everything. We don't govern by ourselves either, so you still do have another side to this. There's Republicans, and Republicans have 3 parties within their party. So they got the centrist Republicans like a Mitt Romney. Then you have the Tea Parties like the Ted Cruz, and then you have the Quackernons like that other lady. So they have their own thing going on over there. So there's going to have to be some things that may fall by the wayside, but for the most part, there will be some cooperation. The Death card, there's a lot of changes that need to be made, and trying to make them in 4 years is not impossible, but very difficult.
Yeah, and I get the challenge is, Trump, everything that Trump undid, that they've got to go in there and investigate everything that he undid and shine a light on it. So there's so much that has been lost at the root of this from our government, but I do get they work together and try to bring that balance in, progressive versus centrist things. And I feel like this is legacy work for Biden, like to find a balance between the two, but it's also the challenge is balancing the budget. So making sure our finances are secure, because there's a lot of unseen things in our budget, in our finances that there's some bad news that's going to come out about things that happen with our money.
Yeah, I definitely see that he's going to find out that, they got into the coffers for sure. And while we weren't looking, right? But I do feel that it's going to be a lot of work. and there'll be a little anxiety about it, but I feel like they'll successfully get some really good legislation passed.
That's awesome. So, how many people now in the White House have tested positive?
Everybody,
700.
552.
So before Biden goes in there, are they going to fumigate, like get everybody out of there and fumigate the crap out of the White House? How are they going to get?
Has anybody heard on like the White House staff? How are they doing? Have they come down with it, or is it just these prominent people who go to these spreader circles?
No, there are some within the staff that have tested positive. I do know that. I don't know how many, but there's been a few that have tested positive.
I know the Secret Service, they can't help but get it because they're always with him. But
okay. Thank you, Jeff. I mean, yeah, my friend Beth, I'm always talking about, her boss passed away and from the virus, and they had to come in like hazmat, to clean the office down before she was allowed back in there. Now it was a small office space, but what are they going to have to go in and just clean everything?
We'll probably tent it.
The White House.
Extermination.
Ooh, I get falling out, blocking people from entering and doing a new action on it, and quickly, like charging in there, like bam, doing something quick.
I think some staff left. Look at that.
Wow. We're not hanging out here with all these positive people.
All positive people. This is serious.
You get the virus. You get the
virus. You get the virus. You.
Thank you, Carol.
What showed up for you, Johnny?
Yeah, I get that. I wasn't expecting all this going on in here. I'll keep it brief though, and just say yes, because there's disease in the house. So everything has to be wiped down, replaced, changed. Clorox wiped from the back door to the front door. And yes, but I mean, it's like, disaster in there. I got 9 of swords and 4, anyway, yes.
Hazmat, like war, going in with hazmat, like quickly trying to, anybody that came in contact with Trump, anybody, and not just there, like other government buildings I'm getting. I feel like somebody in the Republican Party is going to pass on from this.
Yeah, that's what that looks like.
Mm-hmm.
They've come a long way with the treatments, but still too many people. It's so sad.
Well, while we're talking about that, really for entertainment purposes only, is the virus going to mutate and they have to keep coming up with new vaccines?
Like they have to change the flu strain vaccine?
The flu shot every year has to change based on the new strain.
There was a story I just seen about the, was that Norway? It was an N something. They had a mink farm where all of their mink got COVID, but they got a mutated strain. And they buried them all, but it was a botched burial apparently, and they all came back to the surface.
Oh.
Yes.
And they all came what?
Back to the surface.
That's a ghost story. Gosh. So we're asking if they'll have to keep changing it. if you'll have to get another shot and another shot and another shot.
Yeah, if they're going to have to keep upgrading the vaccine.
Denmark. Thank you, T-Barb. That's what it was. Ace of Swords.
We have to keep upgrading.
I get yes. I do get they'll be a little more prepared though. I get Ace of Swords, which is a yes for me, and then the Five of Wands. There is a battle with it because of the changing. Because I get Six of Swords and the Chariot, so there's going to be a slow change, but a constant change.
Mhm.
It's kind of like the flu and the common cold. These are not necessarily now, even though it's worse. But it's one of those things that there's a different strain. It seems like every year you need a different shot for this and a different shot for that. But I do get the Queen of Cups and the Three of Cups, so there will be a little bit more preparation for it, or a little bit more preparation. I'll just leave that word. There will be a little more preparation for it. They'll be more prepared this time.
Yeah. What are you getting, Lori?
I think that there's a struggle with it. I really do think it's a struggle. And somehow with the Knight of Pentacles on its side, the strength doesn't last. So, you know, because this is the knight that just keeps going and going and going, right? So if it's on its side, I feel like you have to get a booster or another one, just like you said. Yeah, I don't think it lasts.
Yeah. I've got the Eight of Wands on the bottom, which usually is like arrows flying through the air, but I'm seeing like needles, you know, like syringes flying through the air, like they have to just keep bombarding it with more. They're already aware of this. They're watching it to see if it's mutating now.
Mhm.
The challenge is like, which way do we go? You know, there's options. But justice here in the past and the devil in the future, yeah, it's going to mutate. So just when they think that they've brought an ending to it, that's when it's mutating. And they've got a commitment though to work together on logically, but it is hard work. It makes them anxious, but they will constantly keep seeking out like a new vaccine.
Yeah, and I think it's gonna like change in different places overseas that we hear of first, possibly.
Yeah.
With like it travels and changes, you know?
And that's kind of like when SARS started and H1N1 and stuff, like it changed in Asia and then it came here, you know, just like COVID did. We travel as a society. We travel back and forth and we just take it back and forth. So if it changes here, we're going to take it to China and bring it back here, you know?
Can I ask a question? It's a change of topic though.
Sure.
I would like to see what you guys get on the housing market. I want to see if there's a bubble and a pop, or is it stable, or is it going to pop? Can we ask that?
Absolutely.
The prices here are going sky high. And there's friends that have sold their house and they're moving into apartments because they're not going to buy at these high prices. It's
Well,
like,
meanwhile, there's cities starting up.
what's happening?
There's tent. I call them tent cities, because of people that are getting laid off and kicked out of their apartments and stuff.
Housing market.
The evictions have started, you know, from people that don't have money right now.
Bubble.
Yeah, sorry about the echo, guys. We've tried to work on it. It comes and goes. Housing market.
I think you're going to hear a lot about it because there's going to be signs that investors and money people, especially those who are on television, will talk about. It's going to be a bank thing first, like banks are going to be lending less money or something of that nature. My 10 of Pentacles is my bank card. Then I get 9 of Pentacles crossing it. Then there's the Lovers and the 4 of Swords, or the 9 of Swords. So here with the relationship with the banks and the lending companies and things of that nature, that's where the strain is going to happen first. As far as stability, I did get Justice, but it was upside down. But I don't read reversal, so we'll just cross our fingers. But there is a hint of instability there, because I think the banks is going to be your first signal that things are going to start a decline.
Okay.
There may need to be some saving of the banking industry again. Because I get 8 of Swords and 4 of Swords with the Empress. Something new, but we've been here before type of thing.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a little unstable too. I started out with Trump on the bottom. I was like, well, is that Trump, or is that just like, feeling satisfied with how things are going? So to answer my question, the first card I get is Trump again, the Fool.
Yeah.
And the challenge is the message he is sending, because people have already had to walk away from their homes. They've had to abandon them. Families are already out in the cold from them. So he's trying to say that it's secure, but I get that it's a lie. So there's going to be people like investigating what to do about it and trying to shore it up and use some logic, trying to hang on. It's going to take some partnerships in working together, but I get there will be a crash and people just trying to hang on.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's been foolishly hyped up, and the messages that we're getting are on its side, and they've just, jacked it up. But I'm feeling that there's loss.
Yeah.
And it's foolish greed that gets it jacked up there, and they just say that it's worth this much when it's really not worth this much.
Yeah.
And then people get stuck, and there's loss. And I don't know if I told you, and I read for some people that live in Idaho. A few different people told me that people are leaving California and going to Idaho in droves. It's crazy.
It's just so expensive in a lot of places. And property taxes keep going up, because our government doesn't help out the states that much. So property taxes keep going up everywhere.
Right. And and the states are hurting now really bad.
I don't know how anyone could afford to buy a new home today. I mean, the cost of a house is just, the inflation is not in line with like pay scale, because when 2008 hit and the market crashed and there were so many laid off, there were so many that took pay cuts to get back to work. I was one of them. I know many people that took big pay cuts to get back to work, and the market took advantage of that. Like people told me when I would interview, we're not going to pay that salary that you were making before because we don't have to, to get you back to work. You're going to have to take a big pay cut.
Wow. If somebody said it's the monolith that's drawing them there.
Yeah. The monolith has been disputed. A bunch of you asked me and Johnie and more to read on it. That was figured out by people on Reddit to be part of the Westworld series. It was a Showtime series, I think. It was a fake thing that was set up as a prank. So we're not reading on the monolith. Sorry.
Okay.
It's a prank.
All right.
Google it. So do our founding fathers have any thoughts they want to share with us about Biden and Harris coming in as we're closing out the year here?
Our founding fathers.
Do they have any message that they want to bring in collectively?
message?
what we can expect under Biden and Harris.
Others message.
I just get accept the victory or accept the results, basically. Keep calm and carry on.
I get that they recognize that there's going to be a big mess, but to, be strong and hold on to your goals because you will achieve them, and just do the right thing. Keep doing the right thing. Keep sight of your goals and don't worry about the drama.
Yeah.
I don't know if they would use that word.
Yeah, I get manifesting new things. There's, they were watching the election and saw the victory, the great joy in that. So I feel like they're kind of celebrating with us. But they're talking about there's a lot of plans that have to get off the ground. And there's a lot of things that need to be protected that aren't protected, and it's going to be a lot of work.
Yeah.
But moving forward, it's going to be challenging. It's not going to be easy, and there's going to be some people that are stuck in their old ways too. So it's a challenge to get them to move forward and take the journey. But they seem to be kind of watching. They seem concerned about those people that are sick and out in the cold and getting them getting vaccines. And they're talking about like homeless people getting vaccines. So they're talking about there's going to be something devised to get vaccines to the homeless. That's interesting, because we were just talking about the homeless.
Right. And I think they just want them to set to, like we put these rules and these traditions and rules and history here, just go ahead and, follow them. It's all in the book.
It's all in the Constitution.
It's all in the writings of the Page of Pentacles.
So Mitch McConnell, who sends everybody off to do nothing all the time, are we going to have a government shutdown in December until Biden comes in?
Will the government shut down in December?
We always seem to go into Christmas with the government shutdown. They take weeks to get it together.
Will the government shut down?
I get no, but whatever they are working on when it comes to finances and payouts, basically a stimulus or anything, actually not just stimulus, but just governmental budgets, period. The balance of that is corrupted and lost. So you're going to have to go back to the starting board on something here.
Wow, those are some cards, Johnny. Hey.
But I don't get a shutdown, but I don't get victory in finance either. So no budget, no stimulus.
What are you getting, Lori?
I'm getting that that they don't want to listen, that they don't want to listen to some of the offers because that's on its side. But somehow we get through. But this is really tough energy. They're really pulling they're pulling every single bully card they can. Mm-hmm. Every single last stinking one of them.
I get strength, for our country and for the government moving forward, but I do get like they're trying to ride in and some are trying to walk away from things. There's a lot of dissatisfaction going on. It's going to take a lot of negotiating, a lot of arguing, because some people are just locked in, stuck in their own mind the way they want it. But there is hope. But I do get that there's going to be some obstacles to overcome to get an agreement, and might even have a little bit of corruption in the agreement because we know how that's what's happened in the past. So they might have to bend a little to give Republicans a little bit on one hand to get it to go through.
Yeah, smoke and mirrors. Absolute smoke and mirrors. It's tough. We're going to get through. It's just, we're going to get through. Deep breaths.
So what was Trump's state of mind? What was he thinking when he pardoned the turkey yesterday?
Oh, man. What was he thinking when he pardoned the turkey? You know he got his ass was dragged down for that.
That was his last turkey pardon. So what was he thinking?
What was he thinking?
Standing there. Yeah, I thought it was so funny that there was a New York Times article, I think it was, talking about Trump's like, how can all these Republicans win and I didn't? And it's like it's a time of reflection for you, guy. Take the time to like.
Catherine said somebody on Twitter asked. She said somebody on Twitter asked if he only pardoned the white meat.
That was awesome. God, that's funny. Like, why can't I be like other world leaders? They don't have to do this stupid stuff. This is stupid. He was a brat, and his emotions were all over the place.
I'm getting he's thinking about his own money and finances, and looking for that overseas person that's promised him all this money, and that was making him joyful, like thinking about that. But there's a the challenge was he lost the election, so he was pouty little baby Trump, and he's just trying to protect his turf, being the White House. I think he might have been imbibing a little bit again. I always get that drinking card, but he's kind of like he enjoyed doing it because it puts the virus behind him. That's my card for the virus. He thought that's a way of, just forget about that 2,000 people are dying every day from this. What are you getting, Johnny?
I still get that he's thinking about his money and position. That's what I get. Like but I get it. I mean, the dawn is coming. So thank you, Linda. And also, I said this too, he's being humbled right now, and we get to watch. Now, this is not, as I said before, this is not delighting in the misfortune of another person. He put this stuff in the ground.
He sure did.
We just get to see it. That's all. Sometimes karma lets you watch. There's the emperor and the death. So here's a change in his position. And then the beginning cards is 3 of Pentacles and 9 of Swords. Worried about his collaborations, worried about his money, worried about who he's going to pay off and how he's going to pay it off. You can see if Vladimir Putin takes food stamps because y'all going to be on public assistance for too long. Then there is going to be the Moon card and the 10 of Pentacles. So there's mystery around the money. I mean, that's kind of where he was. Commerce in the end with the 2 of Cups.
So Melania, earlier in the week, she had the White House Christmas tree delivered, and after her leaked tape saying F Christmas, right? That was kind of humorous, but she was alone in that. but she was standing by Trump when he pardoned the turkey. So what was going through her mind, her last act with Trump in the White House together?
I've seen a meme of her. Who gives a F about Christmas tree? That's what it was. It wasn't just a Christmas tree.
I mean, it's the Christmas tree thing she did on her own, but this may be the last time we see them in public together because it's not
Did
going
she actually
around.
decorate the tree, or did she just have other people do it and she say how she wants it?
No, it was just received. It was brought in on a special wagon, horse-drawn wagon. They brought it in on to make a big spectacle of it.
Yeah.
So what was going through Melania's mind yesterday at the turkey pardoning? Artie said, turkey? Where's our turkey?
Is Lucy out in the field?
Lucy is on the sofa.
I get intense hate. Like intense. Like she could set something on fire hate with her minds and thoughts. Like
Wow.
or something. Like I get the 7 of Pentacles and the 8 of Pentacles. Like this is her job to be first lady, to stand when he does goofy. Now, if you had a nice husband, he could have turned it into something like Barack Obama did and made silly dad jokes, and then everybody could have got a chuckle out of it, and then it'd have been a thing. But no, you got to stand next to the orange tyrant, and then now it's stupid. But I get the devil, I get the 5 of Swords, I get the 10 of Swords, like I get the Page of Swords.
She can shoot daggers.
Intense hatred. I think she's ready for all of this to just be over, so she can go back to whatever she was doing beforehand.
Yeah. What'd you get, Lori?
Yeah, I think she was just thinking, where in the world am I going to go? I'm so out of here. I am so out of here. I'm already gone. I can't even believe. She's just like, I'm looking for an opening to go anywhere, just anywhere.
Yeah. I guess she's thinking about her money too, all her money, all her lifestyle things, but she's already turned her back on the White House. She's like, let's go, let's just leave.
Yep.
She was hiding a lot of her emotions because she feels stuck. She just feels like I can't get away from this. So she's giving as little as possible, robbing Peter to pay Paul. She's giving as little as possible. She's ready to just retreat. She's ready to do a burden with the courts. So I think that's divorce. And she's ready to bring some change in her life and to take strength back. So I'm kind of feeling like she's fighting with Trump all the time about Biden. She's fighting with him. She's ready for change, and girl wants her money. Like, where's my payout from my prenup? So let's see. One last question.
Sure.
This one's about you, Artie. I don't know how y'all feel about reading on cats, but what does Artie and Lucy get you up here? What does Artie and Lucy think about dogs coming into the White House? Well, not just dogs, they're rescue dogs.
The rescue dogs going into the White House.
Yeah, from shelters, moving in with Joe. Major and I forget the other one's name.
Let me use my fortune cookies. They're out.
Trump never has had a pet around because he can't stand anything getting attention away from him. So. Champ and Major. That's the two dogs' names. Just hit me.
Artie's not a dog person.
Artie is not a dog person, but Lucy is.
They don't care. They think they're more important. They're like, don't tell me about the dogs. I want to hear about who the cats are. They're not important. They're not like us. They're not as great as us.
Yeah,
Artie knows.
he knows. He thinks he stands on higher ground, and he's going to defend his ground. He thinks the dogs will be a lot of work, and he's kind of confused as to why they're bringing the older one there. But on the bottom, it's like he's like, they're going to regret that taking dogs in the White House, even though they've been there before. You know, Joe has taken them in before. He would like to see them get a new pet that has more of an image like Artie's.
Yeah, because
a cat.
Cats are the king.
He thinks they should get a cat. Take it.
Like the big cat in the strength card. They think cats rule. They should just change the rules.
So Artie doesn't like dogs, apparently. I get guests coming in means trouble. So that's the first one there. Thank you, Jeannie. Then I get investigate carefully before going into anything new. And then you have a few trustworthy friends, but one unexpected enemy. And Lucy, regardless of the opposition, you will be successful. You have very good friends, and you are a well-liked person.
Aww.
Yeah, I was going to pull some cards on Lucy because I felt like the first pull I did was Artie. She's like, they've got a new job to do. It's a thankless job. But the dogs have a new job to do. They've got to share their time with other people.
Trump had a pet. It was his hair.
Wound around. Put some eyes on it. It would definitely be like a...
Some of the little Google eyes.
You could tell me something wasn't living in there.
Lucy's celebrating in secret because she likes dogs. So she's celebrating inside.
That's Mama Cat.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys for joining me today on Thanksgiving. Thank you, viewers, for joining us. I hope you all have a wonderful Thanksgiving. If you haven't had your dinner yet, go fix something. Artie is mewing at me because he wants me to go put the turkey breast in the oven.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us.
Bye, everybody.